Good morning and welcome to St. Margaret's Dunfermline. Our service will be starting shortly.
Lord Jesus Christ, you entered our world and you took on yourself our humanity. You identified yourself completely and totally with us. And so for the marvellous and astonishing nature of your love, we give you thanks today. You came to lead us out of darkness into your light. You came to set us free from everything that separates us from one another and from you. You came to bring us life in all its fullness. You were the Word of God made flesh. As King of Kings and Lord of Lords, as Prince of Peace and Son of God, you entered our humanity. And yet you came in the form of a servant. You humbled yourself, even to the point of dying on a cross for us. You offered your life for us. You paid the price. You were the sacrifice for us. For that astonishing love, we give you thanks. You could have chosen to serve yourself. You could have chosen to look to your own glory, but you resisted that temptation because your thoughts were for us. And for that astonishing love, we give you thanks. Gracious God, help us as we meet together today, not just to lift up our hands, but to lift up our hearts, not just our voices, but our souls. And fill us with the power of your Spirit. Fill us with the love of Christ, so that we may become more like the people you created us to be, that you came to die for, to live for, to rise again for, and have called us to yourself. For your unfailing love and for your unfailing mercy, receive our thanks this day, in the name of Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen. We're going to sing two songs now. First is Jesus is King, comes from Mission Praise. And the second one is one of the Psalms, God is our refuge.
Oh,
that a little goes a far way or a long way. A little goes a long way. And I want to show you this. Can you tell me what was in the report? No, not money. What was in the report? Yes. You like them? Chocolate, that's right. Yes, absolutely. Chocolate's in the report. And once the chocolates were eaten, which took not a very long time, we went to their house, but once the chocolates were eaten, somebody decided in the church that it would be a good idea simply to have this so that spare money could just go into it and it could fill up. Okay? And have we got a similar thing in this? Yeah, got a similar thing in this to this. It said it's a bottle. But if you have to buy something since to put spare money in, but this actually a cola bottle or any kind of bottle that you kind of cut the top off, it leaves you not to put the money in. So once you're finished with it, you can use it for a good purpose. And the Bank of Scotland and other banks decided that there was foreign coins and with just spare change going in, they would invite their customers to do that. Just put a little bit of money, coppers or small money, or money that was left over from their holiday. And they raised well in excess of £1 million doing that to go to charities and good causes. One of the things that we have is a lot of money, really, when you consider many people in the world, probably most people in the world. And I want to challenge you, and indeed to challenge all of us, to think about doing something creative with our money. Just setting up something like this in our homes, and maybe at the end of the day, or at the end of the week, if there's extra change, small change, put it in, and build it up. And then just take it to one of the charity shops, or take it up to Chance, or wherever, or send it somewhere, take it down to the bank even, and just start to think about a little going a long way, a little making a difference. And once it's full, I don't know how long it will take to do that, but once it's full and you get another opportunity, just fill it again, and use the little to make a difference. It doesn't have to be big things that make a difference. Sometimes it's little things. And that's all about, partly all about what Jesus said when he said we were to love our neighbour. We were to think about other people and think about creative ways in which we could make a difference for other people. So if it's a lemonade bottle, or if it's a jar like this that you had for Christmas, and maybe it's not yet finished, and you've still got chocolates in it, once the chocolates are finished, then start filling it back up with spare coins and see what difference it might make. Because actually a full jar of something like this with spare coins could be 60 or something. Could be a real difference. Okay, think about that. Right, we're going to sing our next hymn. And our next hymn is Sing Alleluia to the Lord, number 601. It's new. Okay, right. That is new. But not to me. Okay, right. So, can I sing it? Well, maybe we can just do that then, right? So, listen through to it one set, and then we'll sing. It's very easy to learn.
Good morning, everyone. Today's reading is from Isaiah chapter 6, the New Living Translation. Isaiah's cleansing and fall. It was in the year King Uzziah died that I saw the Lord. He was sitting on a lofty throne, and the train of his robe filled the temple. Attending him were mighty seraphim, each having 6 wings. With 2 wings they covered their faces. With 2 they covered their feet, and with 2 they flew. They were calling out to each other, "Holy, holy, holy is the Lord of heaven's armies. The whole earth is filled with his glory." Their voices shook the temple to its foundations, and the entire building was filled with smoke. Then I said, "It's all over. I'm doomed, for I am a sinful man. I have filthy lips, and live among a people with filthy lips. Yet I have seen the King, the Lord of heaven's armies." Now one of the seraphim flew to me with a burning coal he had taken from the altar with a pair of tongs. He touched my lips with it, and said, "See, this coal has touched your lips. Now your guilt is removed, and your sins are forgiven." Then I heard the Lord asking, "Whom shall I send as a messenger to his people? Who will go for us?" I said, "Here I am, send me." And he said, "Yes, go and say this to the people. Listen carefully, but do not understand. Watch closely, but learn nothing. Harden the hearts of these people, plug their ears, and shut their eyes. That way they will not see with their eyes, nor hear with their ears, nor understand with their hearts, and turn to me for healing." Then I said, "Lord, how long will this go on?" And he replied, "Until their towns are empty, their houses are deserted, and the whole country is a wasteland." And the Lord has sent everyone away, and the entire land of Israel lies deserted. If even a tenth around it survive, it will be invaded again and burned. But as a terebinth or an oak tree leaves a stump when it is cut down, so Israel's stump will be a holy seed. May the Lord bless the reading of his holy word. Amen.
listening to a debate. The debate was about, guess what? Brexit. Yeah. The possibilities that there might be another vote, there might be, and that young people will and should make the decision. Because, after all, the future is about them and not about us, because our future is much more limited than their future. There's a certain logic to it, isn't there, really, when you think about it? But following on from that, there was another aspect of the debate, and that was whether, in fact, people over 60 should be allowed to vote. If you're 60, if you're 70, then should you really be allowed to have any say in a country's future? Interesting. And what that perhaps is saying is that there is in younger people a view of the future which is superior to that of older people. There is in my family a view of their future and right and wrong that says that they know much better than mum and dad anything about life, and that they see life more clearly than mum and dad see it. When in fact quite the opposite is true. We'll get a debate over dinner. But it is true, isn't it, that as we grow older, and especially as we look at life as parents, we are able to see from a different perspective. And we should be able to see from the perspective of experience and the perspective of wisdom, something that is more clear than it was when we were 10, 15, 20, 30, or even 40. We simply see things differently. And to deny that experience to society is to deny the cumulative wisdom of the years. Seeing things from a different perspective. And when we go to this passage in Isaiah, that's exactly what we're doing. We're not seeing things from Isaiah's experience and perspective, first of all. We're seeing it from God's perspective. Isaiah all of a sudden realizes how God sees us and not how we see ourselves. And when he realizes that, he is shocked to the foundations of his life and experience. All of a sudden, he sees life from a completely other and different experience. People can surprise you sometimes. To you and me, they might appear really good. And you ask them, what's the secret of your goodness? What's the secret of the love that I see coming from you? What's the secret of the kindness that I see in your life? And that person, normally an older person, might look at you incredulously and say, you are so mistaken. I am far from good. And they're not joking. They're being absolutely serious. What you're seeing and what they know are two very different things. And so when we move to this passage, we look at Isaiah. Isaiah was considered one of the best men of his generation. When you step outside of the Old Testament and into other aspects of Israel's history and tradition, you read that Isaiah was considered to be one of the most gracious, kindest, one of the best, a good man in every sense, somebody that everybody looked up to. He was a man of peace, he was a man of kindness, he was a man of goodness. And yet he sees God. He has a glimpse of God. And what is it he says when he sees him? God help me, he says. I'm falling apart. I'm disintegrating. I'm having a complete breakdown. Why? Because he has seen the utter incomprehensibility, the utter glory, the complete majesty, the complete purity of God. And that great blind spot that we have as human beings was exposed in that moment when he glimpsed something of the glory of who God is. For we always think ourselves better than we are. And even the worst that we think about ourselves is never as bad as we truly are. And we do not understand how far we have fallen. And so when Isaiah measures himself against the purity of God, he becomes aware of the depth of his sin and the depth of his guilt, and it devastates him. And there is nowhere to hide in that light. It's interesting what he says. My lips, he said, are unclean, as are the lips of everybody around me. Isn't that interesting? Why measure everything by his lips? Why do that? Well, think for a moment about what Jesus said. Here's what he says in Matthew chapter 12. For out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. And he wasn't being complimentary about that. For he said later on in Matthew 15, it's not what goes into the mouth that defiles a person, but it's what comes out of the mouth that defiles a person. For us as individuals and as a society, most of our problems come from what's inside us. But they come out here. They come out of our mouths, our lips. Our arrogance and our pride is expressed from our lips. Anger is expressed from our lips, but where does it begin? It begins inside. It begins in our emotions. It begins in our minds. Jealousy is expressed. But where does that begin? It festers away inside us. Bitterness is expressed, but where does that come from? It festers away inside us. False ideas are expressed. Promoting wrong lifestyles are expressed. It come from our lips. People rail against God. Where does that come from? It comes from inside. And their mouth has always been predominant in causing so much problems. Now, of course, conversely, kindness can be expressed from our lips. Where does that begin? It begins inside of us. Love can be expressed from our lips towards others. Encouragement can be expressed from our lips, because that begins inside us when we're thinking of the good of other people and how to make that person feel better, how to enhance that person. So you have this duality that James talks about the good and the bad coming from here. But it doesn't come from here, says Jesus, it comes from in here. And it comes as a matter of a choice. Are we choosing to be and to do good? Then that begins in our mind, it begins in our emotion, and it comes out of our lips. But are we choosing some other path? And that other path is wholly negative, and that begins in here too, and it begins in here, and it comes out of our lips. And then something interesting happens. I don't know about you when John read it and when it was read last week, but hot coals are taken from the altar. Now, if you go back to the altar in the temple in Jerusalem, the altar in the temple in Jerusalem was the place where people sacrificed animals. Different kinds of sacrifices were made. Peace offerings were made, thank offerings were made, sin offerings were made. But there were hot coals were there on the altar where the sacrifice was made. And it says that a coal was taken from there and it was placed on Isaiah's lips. I don't know about you, but if I saw a coal with a hot coal coming towards me and heading towards my lips, I would have been running in the opposite direction. Can you think that's the most tender part, or one of the most tender parts of your body? I was at Dunfermline yesterday watching Partick Thistle win. I noticed that for Connie watching Dunfermline lose. It wasn't a change. And I got a dreidel bottle, which I always like a pint of bottle. That's always the kind of thing you do. So I had my bottle and I drank it, but it was too hot. And what did it do? Well, it burnt the lips. And it meant that every other drink I had of that bottle was hurting my lips. Just a moment of tenderness there. And the idea was that Isaiah had to take personal responsibility for everything that was wrong in his life. And there was a consequence for it. But if you take that image from the Old Testament and you put it into the New Testament, you see something different occurs. Because the place of sacrifice has someone else in it and not us. And someone else is paying the price and not us. And someone else is standing there in our place for us. And we see that God's desire is to reach out to us. God's desire is to help us. God's desire is to change us. God's desire is to provide a Saviour for us. And the Saviour was perfect. and he died for our imperfections. And so if this passage highlights the extent of our imperfections, it also highlights, in a kind of mirror image towards the New Testament, towards Christ, that for all of our imperfections, God still loves us. For all of that's wrong in our lives, God still is passionate about us and still desires to show mercy and forgiveness. And that there will come a time when in that place of sacrifice would stand another, and that he would be there to pay the price of everything that was wrong in our lives. And so although this passage might magnify our wrongdoing, in so doing it magnifies the nature of the sacrifice of Christ and says, this is why he came. And he came because God's desire is to help us, to save us, to change us, and to reach out to us. That's the full meaning of the cross for us. And it is Christ who feels and experiences the pain for us. And the invitation, of course, is for us to come to him. But it's got to be personal. It's got to be not just, yes, I know and I think and I understand that this happened. It only becomes meaningful when we know that it happened for us. And where we stand in the place where Isaiah stands, but not where we see what he sees, but where we understand clearly that on the cross, in the place of sacrifice, was a wonderful Saviour who laid down his life for us, for our forgiveness, for our mercy, for our peace, and for our eternal life. Receive our offering, and as we receive our offering, we will sing our next hymn, Give Thanks with a Grateful Heart.
you called Isaiah into action in difficult times. Lord, we feel blessed indeed to be called now to know you and to offer ourselves to you. We give thanks for all who have served you faithfully down the ages, and for all who are called still to share your word and example with others. We think particularly of theological colleges and their students, and for all your other people in various vocations. We remember our friend Alan Morton, who just recently marked his first year as minister in East Fife. And closer to home, we are thankful for all who have answered your call to serve in this church and in so many different ways. We give thanks for our freedom and how that enables most of us here to respond to your call. But we remember those who don't enjoy the same freedom, who instead feel frustrated, thwarted, because of their circumstances, their environment, and often because of oppression. We give thanks for all those who have helped us individually to develop our talents and abilities so that we may work for your ends. We are grateful for the encouragement we have received in life and the pursuit of our faith from family, friends, and those in this church household. With that motivation, we ask that you continue to mould and shape us to face the challenges in our world today. But again, not all are encouraged and motivated. We therefore ask a blessing upon all who feel drained of resources and energy. And we remember those handicapped or disadvantaged by poverty or the prejudices of others. And we pray especially for people who have simply lost their way, or never been given the chance, or marginalised by society. The street children in many cities and those who live in substandard conditions. Finally, we pray for the time when the kingdoms of this world will truly become Christ's kingdom, when there will be peace upon the whole earth, when we will enjoy with those who have gone before us the peace and fullness of your eternal kingdom. Lord, we lay these prayers before you. Amen. Just before our closing, can I just say a very brief word about the blessing that I will give at the close? I gave the same blessing on Christmas Day. I'm going to use it, as I say, just in a few minutes. It's, if you like, a winter blessing. And I hope it resonates with you. It resonated with one individual at the Christmas Day service who grits our roads. He has a company that the councils use for gritting the roads. So listen out in the blessing for the word salt. That's in a moment or two. Let's sing first our final hymn, 617. Lovely hymn, great hymn. Great and deep the Spirit's promise.
Yeah.
of days with clear skies and sunshine. May God bless our winter nights with shining stars and a bright moon. May God salt the path before us and light our way, and may God wrap us in his presence and warm us against the winter cold.